I'd like to appreciate the people who spoke before me. They spoke very wonderfully. A round of applause, please. So, but one thing I noticed, they all gave a speech about the general term of sustainability. There weren't many specifics. But me being a sustainability geek myself, and my father worked in that field, I wanted to pick a specific problem that we can provide concrete solutions to. So, before we dive into that, I like to make a layman's summary of sustainability. According to my understanding, sustainability is the judicious use of resources so that we leave enough for the next generations too. When oversimplified, this is the avoidance of overusing or over exploitation. Now, let's get into my problem. This, according to me, is one of humankind's most pressing issues, and that is the exhaustion of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are practically non-renewable. They take over a million years to get replenished. But the engine known as human technology is almost completely dependent on these fossil fuels. Petrol, diesel, coal, they all may be black in color, but they are worth their weight in gold. So many industries depend on them. Even now, I can give real life examples. These lights that are running, the energy source is electricity. Where do we get electricity from? Thermal power plants that use coal. The vehicles that we came in today, petrol, diesel. So many places where we see fossil fuels are being used. And for a fact, 66% of petroleum is being used only for transportation, and 27% is used for industrial purposes. So much consumption of fuel, and imagine if you're consuming so much, how much will be left for the next generation? These reserves are getting depleted really quickly. So, as I said, I'm a bit of a science geek. I formulated a plan to make a sustainable method to conserve these resources. I call it the fourfold plan, not patented yet. So the first step will be electrification and search for alternate transportation fuel. So we all know that transportation takes so much of the fuel chunk, and electrification is a very apt answer to this. And most of the industries have already realized, like Tata and Tesla, we already see electric cars here. Electric cars are much more sustainable than our normal cars. And electricity is not only the fuel. We can use ethanol, propane, biodiesel, so many other alternative fuels. But the problem is they're not cost effective. So, moving on to the next step. Use of alternate energy sources. Alternate energy sources, before the session we had a talk, tidal energy, wind energy, solar energy. I would like to make a highlight of solar energy. Solar energy is the most efficient energy for personal use. Even our Indian government realizes this and is giving many subsidies for the people who use solar energy in their homes. But the most important player in this field is nuclear energy. According to me, it has the most potential. So now we are using thermal power plants, but nuclear power plants like the one we have in Kilpauk are all produce so much energy. If our government takes initiative to develop more energy plants like this, it would be great for the sustainability of fossil fuels. And for step 3, government intervention and public awareness. So this cannot be understated. Government intervention, as I said, the government is already aware of many things that are going on. They've already introduced subsidies for solar energy, and they've built dams for tidal energy. And I wish that they would take more effort and spread more awareness on this. And speaking of awareness, it is the most important thing when it comes to the general public. People are not ready to step out of their comfort zone and use an electric vehicle because the setting up of a charging station costs too much than usual. But in fact, setting up a charging station is a one-time investment. But if you're buying petrol, it's a multiple-time investment that is not cost-effective either. We don't realize this. And people like social media influencers, news stars, movie stars should all bring awareness on this so that the general public accepts sustainable ideas too. Last but not least, step 4 is innovation. Innovation is the pivotal point to all of this. Nobody had found nuclear energy without innovation. Nobody had found biodiesel without innovation. So I would like to emphasize the importance of innovation here, and I would like to conclude my speech with a question. So would you buy an electric car? Anyone? Yeah. Yes. So I think the time is already run. So thank you for giving me your time. Signing off, Gautam.